So hello everyone, I am Rishabh Mishra, and this video is prepared to give you an inside picture of what kind of BARC exam is. And once you get through this exam, what kind of interview you have to face. So first of all, I will let you know about myself, a little introduction of myself. I am 2016 pass out from NIT Warangal in chemical engineering. After that, I worked in a private firm for 1 year, and then I cleared BRC exam and interview in 2017. And after going through 1 year of training program in BRC Training School, Mumbai, I am posted as Scientific Officer C in Nuclear Fuel Complex, Department of Atomic Energy. So I'm not covering all those things, like you might be knowing that there are two kind of options, OCS, DGFS. So I will tell you a little bit OCS and DGFS. Actually, OCS is 1 year orientation course. So once you will be having actually option in the form only that you can opt for OCS or DGFS, and it depends upon the that panel that they will decide whether they have to give it to you or not. So once you get OCS, you have to go through 1 year orientation course. That's it. And if you opt for DGFS, then you have to go through one MTech program in some IIT. They list out some IITs in their website. You can check out there. And then after going through MTech, you have to come back and do 4 months of courses in nuclear sciences, and then you will be absorbed as scientific officer C in the department. So I will now jump to the this BRC exam part actually. So talking about exam, what is there? It is speaking that this is not kind of gate exam. It is a kind of you can say normally theoretical type of exam along with use of a little bit of formula and all. So if you get through application of the formula and the strategy, then it's easy exam only, because you need speed, 2 hours exam, 100 questions, and it's a easy exam. So I will tell you my story. I gave this exam in 2016 also, and then in later in 2017. So in 2016, what was the situation? I thought that its cutoff maybe around 140, 150 like that. I saw that previous years is like that. I will attempt like that only. So I attempted somehow 140, 150 marks, and then result I got 135, and the cutoff was 140. So that time I could not clear, and later when I attempted again, I was having a this kind of prejudice idea that no, this is not a Paris score, I have to score 200 plus something. So I attempted 220, 30, somewhere like that, and I got 199 and 99.38 percentile, so it was a good score, and I got through. So you try to focus to attempt more. At the same time, you have to maintain the accuracy level, because minus marking will be there. So both things are there: accuracy and your time management. So one thing I have to talk about this paper is this paper. I personally feel that when it came to me, I scrutinized, like 2 years I have given, so I got one idea that I will tell you. The questions will be, they will be choosing a 4 or 5 subjects mainly, from where 60 to 70% questions will be there. I am talking about chemical engineering. I don't know about other branches. So how, what those subjects are, I will tell you. And one thing, they are, if you are if you have gone through all previous years gate papers, I'll say not gone through. If you should, what you should do, you should repeatedly try those questions, so that I must not say that you learn the answers, but what I should say that if you get through now, then you can be that much speed will be there along with you, that you can get, you will just see the question and you will put the answer. Okay, this is the answer, I have seen it in gate exam. So I'm not asking to learn the answer, but at the same time, if you learn, then it will be beneficial in terms of time management, because it's not learning, it's kind of, you have gone through that question so many times that it has gone stuck to the mind that this is that answer. It can, because you have tried so many times in gate, and believe me, there are direct questions which are directly copied and pasted in the website. So you can try that, you can try practice many times, and you can do that. So I will tell you the questions from where, I will tell you the subjects from where it is mainly focused: fluid mechanics, CRE, and fluid mechanics, CRE, mass transfer, and heat transfer. So this four subjects, I will confirm one thing: fluid, heat, mass, CRE. So fluid, heat, mass, CRE, they will cover around 60 to 70% of your complete paper. After that, I will tell you the questions type also, how, what type of questions they ask. And in thermo and PDC, around 10 to 20% questions you can expect from thermo and PDC. CT, that is chemical technology, and material science, and mechanical operations, that will cover around 15%. And maybe one or two question you can expect from maths, or in my time, one time it was there one question, another time it was not there. So like that frequency is there. तो अभी बात करते हैं कि फ्लूइड मैकेनिक्स में कैसे क्वेश्चन होंगे. तो फ्लूइड मैकेनिक्स में क्वेश्चंस का टाइप अगर हम बात करें, तो जैसे हमारे पास लैमिनार फ्लो, इन लैमिनार फ्लो, टर्बुलेंट फ्लो, दोज टाइप ऑफ कैलकुलेशंस we used to practice in college. So that type of questions where you will be having the friction factor, you will be having the pressure drop. So pressure drop, friction factor, that formula correlations actually. So those formulas, you, if you are having, if you are gone through, if you are good into applications of those formulas in laminar and turbulent flow, in normal pipe flows, and so there will be questions on those things. And there will be questions on equivalent diameter formations. There will be questions in tau, the shear stresses, like tau is equal, normal question, tau is equal to mu du by dy questions. There was a question, this velocity gradient they have given, or velocity at 2 points given, distance given, you have to find out the shear stress, like that questions are there. And what else? Pressure drop in packed bed. One correlation is there in for pressure drop in packed bed. So you go through that correlation and try to, just they will change, like they will have 2 3 parameters. You have to just put in the formula and find out the other parameter. Like that question will be there. Terminal velocity, Stokes law, Newton's law regime, terminal velocity formulas, that may be there. Power number, use of power number in the same power number formula. So questions may be there from this topic. And now I will cover the next topic, that is heat transfer. In heat transfer, question may be there from rate of heat calculation in cylindrical body, in slab, in spherical. You have the normal formulas, so that you just learn those formulas, because if you learn, you cannot derive at that time. So you just learn those formulas and try to apply those. They will be having combination of slabs, different conductivity. So you have to find out the temperature at in between, temperature at outside, temperature at boundary, something like that. There will be questions. And then question may be from dimensionless numbers. Question may be from condensation film. Mostly they don't ask drop wise film condition. They will ask normal drop wise. There were no questions from drop wise. They will ask from film type condensation mainly. Heat exchanger, evaporators. In evaporators, question may be from steam economy, cap, and consumption of steam, like that. They may ask. And now coming to mass transfer. So these topics, what I am telling is, will be like mostly questions come, they cover questions, one or two questions from these topics. So that's why I'm telling, otherwise the syllabus is it's not exhaustive. Now mass transfer, diffusivity formulas, liquid and gases. No, and then the formulas for finding mass transfer coefficients based on Serrot number and all. So those formulas, just for normal, like don't go to into all those formulas. Just for at least for pipe flow, you can get through, you can learn. Right? So that you learn. Now absorption, number of stages calculation, formulas for stripping formula for that, how to calculate the stages and all. So that you see once. Then in distillation, McCabe-Thiele, definitely question will be there from McCabe-Thiele. In that one, that operating lines, they may be they may be asking question from operating lines of the rectifying section or the stripping section. From there, they may be asking slope. They may be asking like that. Something they will just, they will give an equation or they will give one diagram and you have to find out other values. Extraction question may be there from, just they will give one stream coming in, solvent going on, and this extract and raffinate phase concentrations or the quantity flow rates, that question may be there. Now drying, also drying and humidity formula based questions, simple, like in humidity simple questions like based on absolute humidity, relative humidity, questions may be there, wet bulb temperature, and in drying, normal drying rate calculation formula. Now in CRE, yeah, CRE actually, what I observed from CRE questions were like I must say 15% questions from CRE. So only. So how CRE, what kind of questions from CRE were there? Normal, they will give one reaction rate, and then you have to find out the order of the reaction, and you have to calculate like those, we used to have this thing, generalized formula. So from there you have to find out the what is the order of the reaction from using the generalized formula. And questions were there from CSTR, PFR, Pakka, that conversion, finding out the conversion in both types of reactors. And that formula I told, that is in tank in series model. This, you have number of CSTRs, and you have to find out how many, for this much conversion, how many CSTRs you have to use. Or it will be more simple questions like just one CSTR and finding out the conversion, one PFR. They will give one reaction and find out the. So questions may be there from by like this, combinations of CSTR, PFRs, batch reactors, and PDC normal questions. PDC one or two questions, that's it, not more than that. In PDC you may have question like transfer function, finding out a transfer function for a given diagram, or you may have question like stability calculation based on RH criteria, and PEP based on PE, PID, and PI, so maybe controllers. These types of questions may be there from on these controllers. And what else I have to see? Okay, this part is covered. So this was kind of syllabus. This is not a syllabus actually. This is kind of topics which normally they cover. Normally questions will be there from these topics. They don't leave these topics. That's what I'm saying. One thing I have to tell you. One question will be there from, not one questions. There were around 10 questions from material science. So in material science, they may be asking different kind of alloys and alloys compositions. So 5 or 6 questions were there, asking alloys compositions. So normally we don't study actually in our syllabus in Warangal, there were not there. But you can have material science, you can practice these types of questions. And in CT, pulp and paper is mostly the very common topic the examiner said from there. Pulp and paper and this thing, caustic lye industry. So you can expect a question from there. Now what I will tell, you need not to bifurcate your minds here and there. You just practice gate papers, gate papers, and gate papers. Just previous year gate papers. You need not to go beyond before 2000, after 2000, because if you are having time, then you can practice those questions also. And but if you're not having time, because I think the exam is on 9th, so you can practice only the 1 mark question, and after 2000, 1 mark question, and after 2000. Okay. So, and once you are done with the 1 mark question, you can jump to the 2 marks question also, and practice as many times as you can, because there you will see that the question is there, you know the answer, you take and go forward. You can save that time for those questions for which you have to write down, you have to find out the answer, and then you have to put. So if you want to save the time, so you please do follow this kind of strategy. Okay. And try to attempt more than 200 marks. Okay. Because definitely there will be mistakes, definitely there will be negative marks. You try to attempt for 220, 230, like that. And this cutoff is also increasing every year. So I don't know the last year this thing, but in my time, in 2 years, it got increased like anything 40 to 50 marks. So that's what I have to tell. And for if you are done with all type of questions from gate previous years, you can follow. You all might be knowing this unitoperation.com. So from there, it's a very good website. You can refer that. And once you are done with it, and for referring to questions from material science, in one book I referred from Prasad, some Prasad book was there, Ram Prasad or something, yeah. So that book you can buy, that is not that much costly book. You can practice questions. You just buy not theory book, just you buy the numerical book, and from there you practice those questions. So that will increase your this thing, speed, and your accuracy. So, and one more book is there, O.P. Gupta. I didn't buy, but I have heard that that is also a good book. So you can go through these two books. Now, what I have to tell is what I'm left with. So I have told you about the Barc exam and how to do it. And but don't worry, this is a very easy exam as compared to GATE, as compared to others exam normally. And because you just clear the exam, there is, even if you top the exam na, then also there is 0% surety or no surety of you getting into the this thing, getting it through the interview, because the complete thing depends upon how you perform in the interview. Now I will move to the interview part. So in interview, what I have to say, what was my experience? First of all, I will share. First of all, as I entered in the room, there was a 5 members team and one chairman of the committee was there. So he will be sitting in between. You can distinguish that he is the chairman. And they welcomed me nicely. All were having good facial expression, and they exchanged informal things like Rishabh kab aaye? Like they know me very well, like that they treated me. नाश्ता किया नहीं किया, आई सेड नहीं सर बहुत टेंशन था. बोले अच्छा. फिर बोले कि अच्छा टेंशन था, तो बोले कि तुम्हें तो पता होगा सारा कैसा होता है प्रोसीजर हमारे यहाँ. बोले कि ये सब आजकल तो कोरा वोरा में बहुत चल रहा है, सब पता होगा. मैंने कहा हाँ सर पता है. कहते क्या पता है. So I said like, sir, you will be giving me option like choose any 5 subjects, and then I have to write down the subject. Then you will be asking number wise from there. बोले अरे आज तो बहुत पता है आपको. बोले फिर देरी नहीं करते, लिख दो सब्जेक्ट, लिख दो सारे. सो आई लिस्टेड डाउन. हाँ, अब यहाँ पे सब्जेक्ट लिखने के टाइम पे यू हैव टू बी वेरी कॉशियस. एंड उसके पहले का एक मैं बताऊंगा कि इंटरव्यू में जाने के पहले क्या कैसे कैसे पढ़ना चाहिए. अभी मैं इंटरव्यू का प्रोसीजर बताता हूँ, फिर इंटरव्यू कैसे तैयारी करना है वो भी मैं बताता हूँ. उसके बाद तो जो हम पहला सब्जेक्ट लिखते हैं उसमें हम बिल्कुल मास्टर होना चाहिए. We should have referred one or two book, two not one, two or three books we could have referred. We should have searched some material like internet or some, because if that is the subject, the first subject is the deciding factor for you getting selected or not. They will be starting from a below level, from very ground level, and they will take it to a that level where you will not be, anybody at this stage will not be able to deliver the answer for that question. And if you retain that situation from that platform to that this platform, then you are almost done. You are cleared, that's what I can say, because that will go around 30 to 45 minutes, one subject only, and they will know that you are having a depth knowledge and you are gone through. So पहला सब्जेक्ट जो सबसे ज़्यादा अच्छा आता है, जिसमें आप अपने आप को मास्टर समझते हैं, उसके बाद इसी ऑर्डर में दूसरा, तीसरा, चौथा, पांचवा. So what I did, I fluid, then I did heat, then mass, then CRE, then fifth I put design. So कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि पांचवें सब्जेक्ट का नंबर ही नहीं आता और 3 या 4 में ही 1 hour 15 minutes, 1 hour 30 minutes हो जाता है. और एक चीज़, अगर आपका इंटरव्यू 1 hour से ऊपर जाता है, 115 130, सो ऐसा कंसिडर करते हैं 70 to 80% चांसेस दैट you have cleared the exam, you have cleared the interview, sorry. So ऐसे स्टार्ट होता है. आई हैव सिलेक्टेड फ्लूइड मैकेनिक्स फर्स्ट एज माय फर्स्ट सब्जेक्ट. सो वहाँ पे उस पैनल में एक फ्लूइड का मास्टर होगा, तो फ्लूइड के मास्टर होंगे उसमें से, तो उनको सारा पता होगा कि कहाँ से मेरे को क्वेश्चन बोले. तो कमेटी डिसाइड करती है, अच्छा आप पूछिए सर. सो नाउ द फ्लूइड पर्सन कम इन टू पिक्चर. उन्होंने सबसे पहले मेरे से पूछा कि आप एक नॉर्मली ग्लास, बहुत ऐसे स्टार्ट हुआ था, बहुत नॉर्मली सामने ग्लास रखा हुआ है, अच्छा ये बताइए फ्लूइड फ्लो कैसे होता है. तो फ्लूइड फ्लो कैसे होता है, आई सेड प्रेशर डिफरेंस की वजह से. अच्छा, उन्होंने बोला प्रेशर डिफरेंस की वजह से. ही सेड या दैट्स व्हाट वी हैव स्टडीड इन like lower classes. So he said okay, so he said okay, atmospheric, the surface at the top is at atmospheric pressure, and the surface you take some h height down, that will be atmospheric plus h rho g. So that is having, at these 2 points you are having the pressure differences, so why not this water is moving upwards. So then I got what he wanted to ask. I said this total, I write down the total mechanical energy balance, and then I at 2 points I find out the mechanical energy, and then I explain through those things. After that he came to this venturimeter. Firstly, the first question was, okay Rishabh, आप एक वेंचुरीमीटर का डायग्राम ड्रॉ करें. तो मैंने ड्रॉ किया. सॉरी, आई हैव टू ऑन द फैन, एक्चुअली आई एम फीलिंग. तो सबसे पहले मैंने वेंचुरीमीटर का डायग्राम ड्रॉ किया. उसमें क्या था, मैंने नॉर्मल एक सेक्शन, देन कन्वर्जिंग, देन डाइवर्जिंग. नाउ द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन ही आस्क्ड, व्हाई यू आर ड्राइंग दिस डाइवर्जिंग सेक्शन, फॉर व्हाट पर्पज. I said this pressure recovery, and I explained pressure recovery and this and that, blah blah. After that, he asked me, okay Rishabh, where are the tappings for the pressure difference. I said these are the tappings, one at the throat, one at the inlet, and we connect a manometer here. So he said, okay, what happen if we connect the manometer from the top, like vertically upwards. So I explained that thing. After that he said, why in the downstream, the diverging section, why if we convert, means we put the input at the outlet, means we just reverse this venturimeter, what will happen. So those conditions I explained. After that he asked me, draw the pressure, how pressure will vary along the inlet to outlet. So that I have drawn. After that, he asked me to draw. There will be questions from this curve drawing and all. They are very like lucrative for curves. If you are explaining through curves, they will know that you are having a good knowledge of the subject. So after that, he asked me, okay, what if there are the thermal gradients inside? Will this profile vary? Will that profile vary? So like that questions were there. What if like the whole system, the two systems are at different pressure? One inlet is at different pressure, one inlet is outlet pressure. Will that affect the venturimeter? So questions were like this. After that, there were some more questions. At this point of time, I don't remember. But after that, what they asked me, do you know any kind of different this thing, different flow meter? I said, yeah, rotameter. Okay, they said draw the rotameter. I draw his diagram, float and everything. After that, they asked me, okay, write down the that balancing equation. Weight नीचे लग रहा है, drag ऊपर, buoyancy ऊपर. I wrote and nicely those equations. After that, they asked me, okay, what will happen if you reverse the rotameter? So that I explained. After they said, like they increases in this complexity. They said, okay, what will happen if you change the float? If you change the float dimensions, if you change the outer dimensions, if you change this upper dimension, lower dimension, then they asked me how it will affect if you the whole system is at different pressure. Whole system is at two systems, comparison of two systems at different pressures. So that I explained. After that, no graphs were there from this part. Then this whole like rotameter and this venturimeter, it was around like 35 minutes or 40 minutes maybe. So whenever I write something, I explain something, so they will be like eyeing on it. This is they will be having doubt. Why this came? Why cannot you do like that? Why this is also the option? Why you are not opting this? Like that they were confusing at the same time they were helping. Like they give you an idea. They will be supporting you. No issue. They will be if you are lagging behind. If you are not going in the right path, they will let you know that there is a path like this also. So you will configure, okay, I am not going in the right way, you have to approach like this. So they will be helping you out. So once my fluid mechanics part was over, they came to this thing, heat transfer. So heat transfer, they asked me, one young age scientist was there. He asked me, okay, in fluid heat transfer, he asked me, ऋषभ क्या पढ़ के आए हो, वही पूछते हैं. मैंने बोला सर ऐसा तो कुछ नहीं है, पढ़ के कुछ ऐसा बहुत ऐसा महारत हासिल करके नहीं आया कि बहुत ही एक ही सब्जेक्ट में पढ़ा हो मैंने बाकी छोड़ा हो. आप जनरलाइज पूछिए. He said, okay, I think you knows everything. I said, no, not like that. So he started me simply slabs. He said, okay, two slabs are there, one above the other. दोनों का थर्मल कंडक्टिविटी डिफरेंट है. इस फेज पे और इस फेज में, लेफ्ट साइड एंड राइट साइड, इन बोथ द स्लैब्स you have maintained the same temperature. I mean, this side one temperature like 100 degrees Celsius and right side same temperature 70 degrees Celsius. Now you draw the profile. You try this question once. So they asked me this question and try to confuse me. Not confuse me, like this you can do, why not you are doing like that. So that were the questions. After that they asked me questions from humidity. Humidity is in mass terms, sorry. So in heat they asked me this thing, and after that they asked me questions from heat exchanger and from evaporator, like normal conventional heat exchanger questions. Conventional, what if you are gone through gate this thing questions na, simple that kind of questions will be. After that from heat transfer they came to mass transfer. So this guy asked me question from starting. He started from this thing. He started from mass transfer theories. He was interested in knowing. He told me like different mass transfer theories, how those slopes are coming, like in liquid fill, gas fill, and interface. Those slopes are there, those so slopes and those lines and curves. So he was interested in knowing the curves, how that slope is coming, how that line is coming, why not like that, why the slope not 0 degree, why the slope not 90 degree, like that he was asking. So in all theories, like Marston's theories. After that, he asked me questions from distillation. He asked me what is constant from McCabe. He asked me constant molar, about constant molar flow and assumptions in McCabe. And then he asked me, okay, in rectifying section, he asked me possibilities, like, and then he asked me what should be done, like, is it the things happen like this or not. So he asked me in rectifying section and the stripping section, can we have different dia? So you also think. And then he asked me, okay, about reactive distillation columns in both. After that, he asked me for questions from absorption columns, stages calculation, and the simple in extraction also the stages calculation. He asked me, after that he asked me humidity. He simple question, he started like this, अंदर हम एसी चल रहा है, ठंडा है, बाहर गर्मी है, बाहर ऐसा धूप निकला है, ह्यूमिडिटी कहाँ पे जाता है, उसके बाद रिलेटिव ह्यूमिडिटी कहाँ पे जाता है, एब्सोल्यूट ह्यूमिडिटी कहाँ पे जाता है, सब सेम है क्या, like that he was trying to ask me. So I answered all this. After this, the time was like 1 hour 15 minutes. So they were about to conclude. Later on, the fourth subject was CRE. So madam was there. Actually, chairman was expert in CRE. So, but in between also she was asking, when I was answering to different person. In between also she was putting her questions also. So she asked like normal, okay, एक सस्ता सा सवाल पूछते हैं, एक प्रेशर कुकर है, उसमें चावल बनाया है, तो वो क्या है, फिजिकल चेंज है, केमिकल चेंज है. फिर उसके बाद ग्लोबल वार्मिंग क्या है. एक्चुअली दीज क्वेश्चंस आर नॉट, यू डोंट एक्सपेक्ट दिस काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस, बट नॉर्मली जस्ट लाइक दैट दे आस्क ग्लोबल वार्मिंग क्या है, CO का इफेक्ट क्या है, CO2 का इफेक्ट क्या है, जनरल क्वेश्चंस, टेम्परेचर कैसे वेरी करता है, just to know what you are having this kind of ideas. And later on they concluded, and they offered me 2 biscuits and some different item. I forgot this name, and they said, okay Rishabh, आप जा सकते हैं. और that was my last, actually उस दिन का मेरा last interview था. तो उसके बाद हम चले आए, and then the result came. तो ये तो हो गया इंटरव्यू का. तो एक बार हम देख लेते हैं कि हमने क्या क्या पॉइंट्स कवर किए. इंट्रोडक्शन हो गया, बार्क एग्ज़ाम का हो गया, इसके बाद पर्सनल बार्क इंटरव्यू हो गया, टाइप्स ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आई हैव डिस्कस्ड, एंड टिप्स फॉर जूनियर्स, ओके, दैट आई विल डिस्कस. और हम एक चीज़ पॉइंट छोड़ रहे थे, पहले बात हुआ था कि कैसे BRC एग्ज़ाम के लिए तैयार करें.